aqui, invadimos tudo.
Invadimos. Filha das putas, esses bandidos.
O povo na casa do povo. É o povo na casa do povo.
On January 8th, thousands of supporters of former President Jair Bolsonaro stormed Brazil's Congress, Supreme Court, and presidential palace. In scenes strikingly similar to the invasion of the U.S. Capitol, they left a trail of destruction.
Para vocês que sabem que o nosso país foi roubado, roubaram nossas urnas, nosso presidente não é o Lula, nosso presidente é o Bolsonaro.
For months leading up to this moment, we followed one group of die-hard Bolsonaro supporters, pro-gun activists. They've emerged as a powerful political force, and they're determined to bring America's love of guns to Brazil.
Cadê a calibre 12?
Tá aqui.
Bora lá. Vamos tocar, Léo.
Olha o filhotinho, parou, olha lá.
Olha lá o filhote, olha o filhote.
Olha lá o filhote, tira o filhote.
Tira o filhote.
Marjaqueu Silvio França Filho is a social media star. His post of wild boar hunts on Instagram have attracted tens of thousands of followers who know him as Samurai Caçador or Samurai Hunter.
Bandido! Bora, vem gastar com o samurai. Porco bonito.
Wow, that was an experience.
Is it nice? What are you feeling?
I don't know if I would call it nice.
But are you happy?
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Guns are more than just a hobby for Caçador. He wants gun rights to be enshrined in Brazilian law, just like they are in the U.S.
Vejo que agora é o momento de lutar pela nossa bandeira.
When we met Caçador, he was among a slate of pro-gun candidates running in the October elections.
Eu quero ter o direito de poder defender a minha família.
Voz é pro armas.
Porque se não for agora, quando será? Nós, brasileiros, temos os Estados Unidos como uma referência de liberdade. Eu sou um cara, como qualquer outro brasileiro, que se filia e é afiliado ao ProArmas e vê ali como uma maneira de se organizar para poder buscar direitos.
What do you see as the long-term future of the pro-gun movement?
Ter a possibilidade de a gente colocar pessoas e representantes armamentistas verdadeiros faz com que a gente possa lá na frente garantir, através de leis, garantir uma segurança jurídica que possa ser passada pelas futuras gerações que estão chegando.
There is no right to bear arms in Brazil's constitution, but former President Jair Bolsonaro made gun access central to his 2018 campaign.
Vamos fuzilar a petralhada aqui do Acre!
After taking office in 2019, he signed over 40 executive orders rolling back Brazil's strict firearms regulations.
Você prefere a lei do feminicídio ou sacar uma pistola e pá, 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 pá?
Homem armado jamais será escravizado.
Under his watch, the number of registered gun owners grew sixfold.
I'm in southern Brazil, one of Latin America's biggest gun conventions. There's a lot of people here, companies from all over the world, including American companies, and it's just a scene.
Samurai Caçador is also here as a featured speaker.
Sem volta.
Exatamente.
A gente só tende a crescer.
Isso aqui não é projeto para um ano.
Imagina.
Isso aqui é projeto para 10, 20 anos.
Isso é pra vida. Parabéns, Simone.
How does the event this year compare to last year's event?
Bom, esse evento, esse ano, ele está cada vez maior, né? Eu acredito que dentro de 10 anos vai aumentar muito. Na verdade, nós lutamos para que, independente do governo que exista, se seja um governo de esquerda ou de direita, a pauta armamentista se permaneça.
Brazilians still only have around 4 million firearms, compared to the US's 393 million. But the recent spike in gun owners here means the potential market is huge. And it's being driven by people like George Washington de Oliveira Souza.
Essa é a arma.
This is it?
Calibre 308 Winchester.
He's a licensed collector, and in the last few years, he's spent more than $30,000 building an arsenal. we found him eyeing a US-made semi-automatic rifle.
How many guns do you have?
Eu tenho uns 26 armas.
Wow.
Um curto período atrás, eu tinha só 3 armas.
When did you start buying all these new guns?
Outubro de 2021.
You purchased 26 guns since October of last year?
Sim.
Do you need 26 guns?
Não, mas é paixão.
Before Bolsonaro, could you own this gun?
Não,
You couldn't.
não, nunca. Nosso presidente hoje é um presidente armamentista, então eu acho que isso traz mais segurança para o nosso país. Os bandidos hoje estão sabendo que o cidadão de bem hoje está armado.
If this argument sounds familiar, that's because it's straight from the NRA playbook, featured again and again in NRA ads.
That's right. We're the good guys with guns they talk about.
The only truly free people who have ever walked this earth have been armed people.
I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
The NRA has a history in Brazil. Before 2005, the gun movement here was all but dead. Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva was president then, and he backed a referendum asking voters to ban gun sales to civilians altogether.
Eu acho que é passo na intenção de melhorar a segurança pública.
Também vai ter que andar armado, porque todo mundo tá armado. Aí já vai virar faroeste, né?
The NRA took notice, so it helped Brazil's gun lobby strategize and fight back.
Não, eu não abro mão da minha liberdade.
Voters were flooded with television and radio ads about personal freedom, just like in the US.
Minha vida só tá começando e já tem gente querendo mexer nos meus direitos.
Contra a proibição. Vote um, vote não.
The campaign worked. Voters overwhelmingly rejected the ban.
The idea that civilians ought to have a right to an arm, that is a purely imported argument.
Robert Muga has been studying arms control in Brazil for a decade. Is there a US influence in Brazil's gun culture?
100%. Brazilian gun culture, to some extent, has been invented and imported by US gun advocates. The NRA came to Brazil to support the pro-arms campaign, bringing a discourse that had never been seen before in Brazil.
Why does the NRA care about Brazil, and why would the NRA care about Brazil?
Make no mistake, the NRA understands the importance of international rules that could affect domestic interests at home. This is not just about access to firearms. This is about building political constituencies. I think what the Bolsonaro family understand is that this is a voting bloc. This is a constituency they can tap for future elections, and they've been doing that very successfully.
Porque se ontem o Jair Bolsonaro estava pregando sozinho faixa aqui contra o desarmamento, hoje tem essa galera toda aqui para pregar junto com ele.
Under Bolsonaro, Brazil's pro-gun movement turned into a political powerhouse. It's led by Pro Armas, a lobby group founded in 2020 that's modeled after the NRA. They organized this campaign rally back in July, with Bolsonaro's son, Eduardo, as a keynote speaker.
Eu quero estar armado porque eu prefiro bandido embaixo da terra do que a minha esposa estuprada.
Has the NRA, the National Rifle Association, contributed to your father's campaign?
With money, no. No. But we have the same thing. I love NRA, and a couple of years ago I even made a donation to NRA because I do appreciate the work that the United States did. And here we are building our NRA.
For you as United States, like the ideal?
Sure, yes. United States is much safer than Brazil.
And you think guns will make people safer?
Brazil is showing to all of the world that with more legal guns, you have less crimes.
This idea that more guns equals less crime became a rallying cry for the pro-gun movement. Homicide rates did fall by some 30% since 2017, a statistic Bolsonaro said was proof that guns make people safer. But the reasons why are disputed. Many criminologists attribute it to a temporary truce between gangs, among other factors. And other kinds of crimes, like violent bank robberies, are on the rise, especially in the state of Sao Paulo.
Wow, this is just a closet full of guns.
Chief Pedro Ivo Correa Santos says all these guns were seized during bank attacks.
What kind of gun is this?
This is a U.S. rifle, AR-15. Argentina. Belgium.
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 Guns have long circulated illegally in Brazil, trafficked in from other countries. What changed under Bolsonaro is that gangs could access high-powered weapons through license buyers on the legal market.
That's a Brazilian gun, but it's a shotgun. Probably it was legal gun in the past.
So it's probably sold to a hunter or a sport shooter.
Yes.
Do you worry that guns sold legally in Brazil will end up in the hands of criminals?
Yes, because, more guns on the streets will be more guns on criminal hands.
Is there a reason that you think that collectors need these kinds of guns?
I don't know why. These guns are criminal guns. I don't know why someone want to buy a gun like this.
Legal guns are already spilling into the illegal market. In dozens of cases, police have accused licensed gun owners of arming Brazil's most notorious gangs.
Brazil is already the homicide capital of the world. By introducing this new equipment into the markets, both the legal and then into the illegal markets, we've created a problem for Brazil that's going to last generations.
Does the pro-gun movement end with Bolsonaro?
I think Pandora's box has been opened, and I don't see this going back. With or without Bolsonaro, we're going to be seeing the pro-arms movement continuing in its influence far after he's gone.
Bolsonaro lost the election by a hair, less than 2% of the vote.
Alguém vai embora! Eu não escutei, tem patriota aqui!
Samurai Caçador also lost. He joined thousands of other Bolsonaro loyalists in protest, calling for a military intervention. On December 24th, Souza, the gun collector we interviewed at the convention, was arrested for attempting to set off a bomb in Brasilia. During his arrest, police seized 1,000 rounds and 8 firearms, including the one he showed us. A week later, Lula took office and immediately revoked some of Bolsonaro's gun decrees.
O Brasil não quer e não precisa de armas na mão do povo.
But Bolsonaro's party and right-wing allies won control of Congress, expanding what's been dubbed the Bullet Caucus. Pro-gun lawmakers promised to pick up where Bolsonaro left off and ensure his U.S.-inspired gun legacy lives on.
Eu não vejo, assim, sombrio destino para o armamentista brasileiro. Acredito que as armas devam permanecer na sociedade. A luz se aplicou ao armamentista e muitas pessoas querem ser.
I'm Michael Learmonth, editor-in-chief of Vice News. Too often, traditional news outlets shy away from the real stories and experiences of those living through global conflicts. Not Vice News. Our reporters are on the ground, fearlessly covering the human stories that shape our world. You and millions of others can continue to read, watch, and listen to Vice News for free. But we hope you'll consider making a one-time or ongoing contribution of any size at vice.com/contribute. Every contribution, no matter how big or small, helps support the journalism Vice News brings to you every day. Thank you.